so this is a video that's part of my cleanse tip series that you can obtain on the Hamza Center blog. And in this series, I'm going to be teaching you daily methods that you can be using to help with keeping your body cleansed on an ongoing basis. In this video, I want to teach you how to keep digestive strong via two very powerful methods. According to Ayurveda, digestion is the epicenter of the immune system. So whenever we consume food, we extract the nutrients, or what Ayurveda names the rasa, the essence of the foods that we're consuming. And this rasa goes on to form all the tissue layers in the human body. But if our digestion is compromised or weakened, we can produce toxicity internally, and then these toxins actually go on to infiltrate all the tissue layers in the body. Interestingly, digestion doesn't just refer to consuming foods, but we actually digest via all of our senses. So we digest what we hear through our ears, what we see through our eyes, what we smell through our nose, what we taste through our mouth, and what we feel through our skin. A strong digestion is the ability to retain the nutrient of whatever it is that we consume and effectively expel the waste. So we become toxic whenever this ability becomes compromised. Most frequently, it gets compromised by chronic stress or by sudden impact trauma. And so a really effective cleanse program will help to detoxify the body via all of the senses. So for example, we may suggest favoring positive media outlets over consuming lots of violence or negative messages for prolonged periods of time. Just for example. So the two most powerful methods that I want to teach you today that will help to keep digestion strong are eating at regular times and allowing the digestive system to rest. So whenever we eat at regular times, we help to entrain circadian rhythm function. The circadian rhythms refer to all of our physiological and hormonal processes that run on a 24-hour clock. The two most powerful entrainment methods of our circadian rhythm function are our first exposure to light in the morning and our eating times. So whenever we open our eyes in the morning, light goes into our eye and it tells our body that a 24-hour cycle has begun. But if we eat at irregular times frequently, we continuously interrupt circadian rhythm function, and the circadian rhythms can desynchronize and free run, contributing to a host of imbalances in body and in mind. So circadian rhythm dysfunction shows up comorbidly with many different diseases, everything from seasonal depressive disorder to different thyroid disorders to osteoporosis to non-alcohol related fatty liver disease. So again, it's our first exposure to light in the morning and regular eating times that helps to keep our circadian rhythm running really, really strong and optimally. The second practice that I want to teach you for keeping digestion strong is just allowing it to rest. And so we can let our digestive system rest in many different ways, but most frequently through different fasting methods. And there are many ways to fast. A very easy fasting method is just to pick a few foods that you can abstain from that may be provoking to you on some level. So frequently people have dietary allergies to dairy, for example. So that's a very, very gentle sort of level 1 fasting method, would be just to abstain from 1 or 2 foods that you believe may be provoking to your constitution. And then if you want to take it even further, you can favor a liquid diet, so by eating pureed soups or vegetable juices or fruit juices for an extended period of time. So there are many different fasting methods, and in my cleanse programs, we identify the best fasting method for the client because that will differ. Someone may really thrive on a juice fast, for example, but for somebody else that may be a recipe for disaster, and we may want to use something like khichdi, which is a type of very easy to digest Ayurvedic liquefied soup. But a really generally safe fasting method that is good for all different types of constitutions is something that's called intermittent fasting. And we hear intermittent fasting talked about a lot in holistic medical circles and holistic nutrition circles, but it's actually been part of Ayurveda for thousands of years. In our fasting method, we abstain from food either completely after 2 p.m. or eat something that's really simple and easy to digest for dinner. So if you abstain completely, you can have vegetable broths or herbal teas after 2 p.m. But if that feels too advantageous, too difficult, and you want to scale it back a little bit, then you could have a bowl of pureed vegetable soup. On my blog right now, you can find one such soup called Kathy's Creamy Spinach Soup. It's vegan, and it's great for the spring season. So there's some pungent herbs and spices that help to break up mucus and water retention. Those are characteristics that we tend to see on the rise, or allergies also during the spring season. So the pungent spices and astringent leafy greens help to reduce excess water and help to remove mucus from the body. So this is a really great soup for the spring season that's very easy to digest, cleansing, and detoxifying. And you can read about the soup on my blog, as well as a little bit more about these two methods on my blog by clicking the link in the description below. Thank you so much for your time and your consideration. I hope that this information assists you on your path.